Good morning. Hi, everybody. I decided to join in on the Saturday morning makes, but I also wanted to participate in the gingerbread men of February and Halloween. I only made one each for those, but I figured it's a start. Hopefully, throughout the month, I can participate a little bit more in those and have more projects for those. But I'll go ahead and get started. This is my Halloween card, and I think he is adorable. So there's an XOXO stamp here, and then the spider. It's holding a little spider coming down from the web, but I put a heart there instead. And the background with this purple piece here, I don't know if you can see it very well. It's a heart embossing folder that I put that paper through. Maybe I can bring it a little closer and you can see it. But yeah, there's hearts in the background there. And the inside, I used, this is actually from my Creative Time. It's part of the loopy tag die. And then this sentiment is from a stamp set I'm getting ready to show you. And these hearts are also from my Creative Time as well. And then I kind of came through and did some splattering of that purple. So, but yeah, the things I used for that, now this is a Diana Markham stamp. And that's this particular stamp here from one of her sets, that little guy. And then this XOXO stamp is from here. This is from a set that I had gotten from Simon Says Stamp a few years back, actually. It came in one of their kits. I forget the name. I didn't keep the packaging. But I used this XOXO stamp, and I also used this stamp for my sentiment in the center there. And the hearts that I used were from my Creative Time. I know I don't have it in my little envelope, but I put it in a Ziploc bag. It's the Prim Hearts in Alpha, the MCT418. That's the little hearts inside there that I used. So I'll show you that again. So it says, I love you forever and ever. And I just thought that was so cute, and I love those colors. The orange and the black and the purple, just, classic Halloween. Now, I don't know if you can see up close here, I kind of did some more of that stamping that, Miss Anna White's been doing and kind of got me on the kick too. It seems like pretty much everything I make has some of that on there. I'm just loving it, and I just feel like it's such a fun, classic thing to do, honestly. So there's some little stamping here, the little number on there. I don't know if you can see it, but there is some script. It's very subtle. Some script in the background. And of course some splatters. You always have to have the splatters. I don't know if you can see the gold color there or not. Maybe a little bit, yeah. So that is my Halloween card. Oh, and this particular die, this is the, again, from my Creative Time, and it is the pretty scallop rectangular frame. I use it often. This is so pretty. So that's Halloween. Happy Halloween. And then for my gingerbread of February, I did use, again, a Diana Markham stamp, and I used this guy here. And then another stamp that I used was from Lily of the Valley. And I just used this little tiny tag. It says, hello, sweetie. So those are some of the things I used there. This is the project. It's a little bookmark. Little tag. So it's pretty simple, not much to it. I colored it up. I spritzed it with some of that, I guess I should have got that out and showed y'all, but it's the Distress Holtz, or sorry, the Tim Holtz Distress Mica Spray. forget the color. But yeah, I sprayed it, and I sprayed a lot more than I had intended to. It kind of made it almost look, but it's still pretty. It's gold and shimmery. Now the papers in the background are Maha Design papers. This one and that one. They're both from that. I got a whole bunch of paper packs from that designer. And these are from the Tim Holtz Ideology, the little stars that he has. So I'll put that on there. I found this precious twine. It's kind of glittery and kind of like a different. It's not the regular twine. It's got some tinsely stuff to it. I found this at Marshall's during Christmas. A whole big wooden spool of it. I got it because I love the big giant wooden spool. I'm going to make a craft with it of some sort, some kind of home decor with it because it's just giant wooden spool. I'll show you actually real quick. It's this guy. And he's just, yeah, I love it. I don't know exactly what I'll do with it, but I love this giant wooden spool. But yeah, I loved that, so that's part of what's on here. And then again, that little tiny tag from Lily of the Valley is on there as well, and a jingle bell. And I just thought that was perfect for Gingerbread of February. And they got their little hearts too, for February. And this is the back. Kind of buckled up on me a little bit there, but oh well. Yeah. So that's my little gingerbread men of February. Now I've been working on some other stuff. Part of what I did is I went on Impression Obsession. They're going out of the red rubber stamps. I think they're selling them all, and they're doing something a little different. They still have a monthly stamp that they have, different stamps that they'll have every month, but the red rubber ones, I don't think they're doing the red rubber ones anymore. So I went on and I got 3 of them, actually, and this is one of them that I got. I have to have all the poo. My goal is to collect all of them. And honestly, I want all of the red rubber stamps that they have. But I only got 3, is all I could get, so hopefully there's some left and I can get more. But I used this guy, this set here, and this is the card that I made with it. I love him. And he's holding on to Piglet, and they're just fast friends, Hold on to each other during the storm, right? That's how life can be. I tell you what, last weekend my mom had a stroke, so it was a storm. But thank God, she is okay. So it was a storm. And in my mind, I was doing this with Jesus. He was holding my hand. But this is Pooh and Piglet, and the inside says, the best thing to do, or the best thing to hold on to in life is each other. And that's how Audrey Hepburn saying, and that comes with your stamp set, and that's just so, I love that. That's beautiful. And this gold paper is just stuff that I've had in my stash. And that tag die is something I got from Amazon. I got a whole bunch of random stuff that I've gotten over the years. But yeah, I did some of that postage stamp stuff here as well. A little bit in the background, just real subtle. And I forgot to get this stamp out. I find myself using it often. You can see it on Pooh's back. Is that woven linen stamp from Impression Obsession. I think it's called Back-A-Stamp. But I use it a lot. I love it. And these little hearts are actually, again, from my creative time, from those hearts I showed y'all from that same set. That's where the hearts are from. And a little button with some twine. So, I love this. I watercolored them. And I don't know if you could tell, but Piglet's got some really glittery pink business going on here. I didn't want it to really be that glittery, but it kind of came out that way. But I think it's cute anyway. So that's that card. The next card I did is super simple, super precious, very whimsical. The stamps that I used are Goodwill finds. These are all from Stampin' Up. Actually, you know what? I wound up not using this. I'll show it to you anyway. It's cute. It's a Stampin' Up. I tried to put it on my little image and it just didn't look right, so I wound up not using this. But this did come in that Goodwill haul. And this is a little balloon. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought I forgot the main character here. And this is also a Stampin' Up. Just a simple happy birthday. And my main little character is this guy. He is adorable. I love him. Let's see, does he have a name? No, it just says Stampin' Up. But this card is actually a birthday card for my daughter who lives in Boston. And her and I have a lot of sentimental feelings with toads and frogs, and so she'll get the meaning behind it. But this is her little birthday card. Just real simple. So what I did was, of course, I stamped these a couple times on just colored paper. And I had the twine. I don't know what I did with that twine. Anyway, it's just a black wax cording that I glued onto the card like he's holding little balloon strings. And I colored him with some Copic markers. And he is just an adorable little frog. He looks a little disgruntled, but he's still happy. And if you knew my daughter, you would understand. Oh, goodness. And this, the inside is happy birthday. It's simple. Not much to it, but super adorable. And that's going to be her birthday card. So I'll set this aside. My next card I did was something similar to how Miss Anna White's been doing. I've had this in my stash for many moons. I got this a long time ago. Gosh. It's when I first started stamping. I don't see any kind of anything on it. Maybe that indicates the company. I'm not sure. But anyway, that little stamp. And I just made this guy. And I've had some random like letter stamps and postage stuff. Some things are newer that I've gotten off of Amazon. Some things I've had forever and just haven't used in a long time. I find myself now kind of having those by my side more often to use them because I do love this style. So in the very background, I don't know if you can see, it's so dang subtle, which I like. But there's scripting, but there's also like some crackle paint looking stamp. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that makes a really great interest for a background. So yeah, there's just some Maha design papers and some other papers I have in my stash. Some ribbon from Dollar Tree, a little button with some twine. And this is the inside. Being near you is the best. So yeah, that's that little guy. The next card I made is one of my favorites. Where'd you go, Yummy? Oh, here you go. All right. So some of the stamps I used for this particular card. I got this. I forget what company I got it from. I think Stamp. Simon Says Stamp. But a Studio Light is called Christmas Elements. And it's just got different little Christmassy type stuff. But I used this, the little postage stamp with the Christmas tree. I use that often on my wintry, Christmassy type pictures. So that's one of the stamps I used. Also, I used this stamp set from Sam Poole. I used this guy. I love that. So just fancy and vintage looking. This I use often as well, and this one is Dates from the Past Part 2. There's a Part 1 as well, and I need to get that too. Just haven't gotten it yet. And I used this particular stamp set, again, this is one of the ones, the red rubber stamps from Impression Obsession. This is one of the ones I grabbed because I really loved these wintry images. I wound up using that image there. So that's some of the stuff I used for this next card, and here's the card. And I really love the way this came out because of the colors. The colors are so soft and pretty. I love that. But here you can see where I used that sand pool stamp and some postage mark and that Studio Light postage mark. And then over here is just some other postage mark type stuff that I've had. And little bits of script in the background. It's real subtle. I don't know if you can see that. Little bits of, yeah, I love that. So it's watercolored. I love these colors. This paper right here, this bluish green paper, this is actually from a My Creative Time stamp pad. I should have brought that out and I didn't. But I am in love with how this came out. I just think this is so pretty. And did I do the inside? I did. Okay. And I'm going to save this one for next year, for Christmas, or the upcoming Christmas this year. So that'll be a Christmas card that I'll have in my stash, ready to send, ready to go. Now look up close here. I don't know if you can see it really well, but see the little bluish dots? Maybe you can see it if I go back. That's also another stamp. Let me get that out and show you. I use it often, and I do splatters, but this particular stamp, oh goodness, now I'm not going to be able to find it when I need it. Oh, heavens to Betsy's. Well, shucks. What did I do with it? Well, it's similar to this type of stamp. I'll show you. It's from one of the Tim Holtz packs. And this is not the one, but it's kind of similar. It's just a bunch of dots. This one happens to be a bunch of stars, I think. But the one I use to get this background is like just a bunch of little dots. And I love just doing that because you can get that snow look or rain look. And it's nice and subtle. It's a more controlled way to do your splatters, kind of, because when I do splatters, I love splatters, always, but sometimes I feel like I can get a more controlled feel to where I'm putting my little sets of splatters, and you don't have to do the whole stamp. You can just take your stamp and dip it in your ink and just do little bits and pieces, kind of where you feel like you've got a gap. And that's the joy of using that type of stamp. So you get a little more control with your splatters. But yeah, so that's that card. Let's see. Okay, I think we've got the final card coming up. Some of the stamps I used for this one is, this is something I've had in my stash again for years, like when I first started stamping. This is Petaluma, California. Does it say a name? I think that is the name, is Petaluma Stamps. I'm not sure, but this I've had forever. Used to do a lot of Victorian and vintage kind of stuff, so I kind of brought that back. And her, the Gibson girl. I've had her forever. Where is she? Paper. Hold on, let me get my glasses on. Paper Inspirations. So yeah, I love her. But I've been pulling stuff out that I just have not used in so long. So, my gosh, there's no need for me to buy anything. I have everything here I need, but you know how that goes. Another one of the stamps I used is this set. It's this one, Thinking of You. And I found this on Amazon. I don't have a name to it. If you look up postcard stamps or something like that, you'll see. But I just love all of these. These are great for just all kind of backgrounds and So that's another one of the stamps that I use for this next card. And here she is. I love this. So this is that one stamp I showed you, the Thinking of You. And it's just got that script in the back and some elements already in the back there. I watercolored both of the images very lightly, just very softly. And here are some little things that I think I got, little embellishments that I got from, I can't remember. Simon Says Stamps, I believe. But yeah, and then this little rose here is a rub-on from the Dollar Tree. I think I showed y'all that one of the last times. But yeah, it's just a rub-on from the Dollar Tree. It's one of the little roses that came in the pack. And again, the scallop die is My Creative Time. I use that in the background. And this beautiful rose paper is just some stuff I've had in my stash, sitting around forever. I also glued some tiny little, you know how you can get those little strips of pearls that are meant for like a border or that you can put on a scrapbook page or whatever? Well, I took some of those and I made a little pearl necklace for her. And I just love how vintage and old-timey that looks. And I don't think I've done the inside yet. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it, so she'll be ready. You know how that goes. That'll come up, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's perfect for that person. So, that's all I have to share with y'all. Y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all again, okay? Bye-bye.